Hello, I'm John Risky, and this is my persuasive speech. Did you know in 2016 there were 5,286 motorcyclists killed in the U.S. roadways? In Michigan, there are 500,000 endorsed motorcyclists. In 2017, there were 400,000 male endorsed riders and 70,000 female endorsed riders. There are currently 19 states and the District of Columbia have universal helmet laws requiring all motorcyclists to wear a helmet. There are 28 states that require only some motorcyclists to wear a helmet. Michigan is one of those states. 3 states, Illinois, Iowa, and New Hampshire, do not have motorcycle helmet laws at all, so they don't require to wear a helmet at all. Today, I am talking to you about how motorcycle helmets should always be worn while riding. Why is there a need for motorcycle helmets? Motorcycle helmets are always a good idea. They are one of the oldest forms of protective equipment on the earth, having been worn since the 23rd century BC all the way to the 17th century BC and beyond. Even then, we knew how important and fragile our brains were. Riding without a helmet is never a good idea because helmets are about 37% effective in preventing motorcycle deaths, and they're 67% effective in preventing brain injuries. In 2012, the National Highway Safety Administration estimated 1,699 lives were saved because they wore a helmet. From 2008 to 2010, there were 14,283 motorcycle fatalities in the United States. Of those 14,000, 6,057 of those died while not wearing a helmet. It is important for motorcyclists to understand the risks of riding without a helmet. Riding without a helmet puts the rider at a huge risk of suffering brain injuries in the case of an accident. While yes, it is freeing to ride without a helmet, the risk definitely outweighs the reward. You may ask, how do you fix the problem with people not using helmets and the risk of death? With Michigan being a partial helmet state, the Secretary of State has been working to increase motorcycle training, which is one way to help improve motorcycle skills and a good way to show new riders that wearing a helmet is okay to do. There are some supporters of a concept called lane sharing or splitting. This is when you drive down you're in like a highway and you drive down the middle lane with the dotted lines, and that is not okay in Michigan. It's only okay in California. These are in the support of argument that this would reduce congestion and is a safer maneuver for cyclists when avoiding rear-end crashes caused by distracted drivers and stop-and-go traffic. We were in Colorado going to the airport, and we saw a motorcycle going down the center lane, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. In Colorado, they just let you do whatever you want, but then I looked it up, and it was illegal, so don't do it in Colorado or Michigan. Leaving helmet usage up to individual riders is simply not an effective way to encourage helmet usage. Statistics have shown that partial helmet laws are not very different from having no helmet laws at all. Partial helmet laws apply only to a certain age group, which is 21 up, and it is very difficult for police to enforce it because they would have to pull over every person who's riding a motorcycle without a helmet and figure out their age. The numbers don't lie. Helmets do save lives. Helmets give motorcyclists so much needed extra protection. In addition to saving lives, wearing a helmet saves money. In 2010, the United States saved over $3 billion because of helmet usage and could have saved another 1.4 million if more people have been wearing their helmets. The average medical bill resulting from an accident from a person riding a motorcycle without a helmet is $310,000. If we were to change the law back to 2012 when we had to wear a helmet all the time, we could save so much more lives and money. Motorcycle accidents are no joke and can come with some serious health issues after the fact. Motorcycle accidents without helmets are often a very gruesome sight. They often end up in death or with traumatic brain injuries. There are many different types of traumatic brain injuries, for example, concussion, cerebral contusions, epidermal hematomas, and subdermal hematomas. The most common with motorcycle helmetless traumatic brain injuries is epidermal hematoma, which is a bleed inside the brain. This happens when the middle meningeal artery is torn. It is often missed because symptoms do not show up immediately. This happens when someone falls from a motorcycle and strikes the side of his or her head, and something hits their temple. The most serious traumatic brain injury is a subdermal hematoma, and this is a rupture of multiple blood vessels in the brain. This requires severe trauma, like being thrown from a motorcycle and striking another object such as a car or a truck. The prognosis of surviving is very poor, but with wearing a helmet, your chances of serious injury is cut down tremendously. Whenever I ride my motorcycle, I always wear my helmet. I do not want to be another statistic number. There are around 500,000 motorcyclists in Michigan, and if we can persuade any of these helmetless riders to put a helmet on, we could save their life and also save the motorcyclists and ourselves money by not having our insurance go up. Remember, helmets are 60% more likely to prevent a brain injury and 37% effective in preventing motorcycle deaths. Thank you very much. Have a good night.